Okay, everybody's all settled. What can we call the meeting to order at 6:05? Michelle, or do you want to read them? You want to read them?
Okay.
The minutes.
Trustee meeting minutes from meeting December 10th, 2024. Meeting called to order at 6:03 p.m. Present Director Jen Crosby, Chair Paula Boland, Bernadette Archambault, Jennifer Sheldon, Denise Conti, Helen Berto, Michelle Petras, and Candace Rivero, absent due to habit. Minutes of last month's trustee meeting were read. Motion made by Helen to accept minutes as read, seconded by Candace. Director's report, building update, heat controls have been fixed and now are working properly. Landscaping project by Pathfinder Regional students has been finished with the addition of Fred Moore. Operations update, holiday sale is going until December 23rd. Policy work, action plan, fiscal year 2026, changes made, goal 3, networking with groups. Added collaboration with Ranger Tasha from U.S. Fish and Wildlife as a means to bring in new patrons. Offer use by other groups. Added to host nonprofit volunteer fairs for local groups to come meet new community members. Homeschool groups. Offer space for homeschool group meetups and activities. Goal 4. Added Instagram as a social media outlet. Goal 6. Updated to upkeep computers in the Great Hall and Team Room, and added that grant funding will be spent to replace computers in the children's room this year. Goal 7, added working with the Friends to start a gaming club and purchase new board games for the library. State aid. We have been approved for state aid. The initial award is $11,208.11. Typically, a second award of similar value is dispersed in the second half of the fiscal year. Current statistics update, circulation for November was 4,772. Total network transfers were 3,438. 684 items from other libraries and 2,754 from our library. The library saved the community approximately $64,000. These numbers were higher than October with transfers at a 400 item increase. Warrants, $830.48. Baker and Taylor, the library store, $668.62 for Baker and Taylor and Midwest Tape. Hoopla was $325 this month. This is around where we want the bill to be. Motion made by Jennifer to accept and sign warrants, seconded by Denise. All in favor. Other. Candace raised a question about practices, items, and use at some other libraries and whether or not they could be used here. They are self-checkout zip ties for securing contents of child backpacks and playaways. Discussion held. Jen informed us that self-checkout has been considered in past, but since we are a small library, it would not make an impact on efficiency. Also, both patrons and library personnel like the one-on-one contact. We do have a few playaways, but are not popular here. Securing the backpacks with zip ties is something we can try. We'll discuss with Jan when she returns from medical leave. Jen let us know a gift card for Delaney's to-go market has been sent to Jan thanks to the generosity of trustees, friends, volunteers, and personnel. The trustees still have to meet with the select board to elect Laura Brunel to the unexpired term. The next select board meeting is December 16th. A show of hands of trustees who can make this meeting shows us to have a quorum. Paula will contact the selectman's office and let us know the time. Paula requested an interim co-chair be appointed to fill in for her when she is not able to make meetings. This would only be until May when a new slate of officers is elected. We will discuss again next month. Meeting adjourned at 7:05 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Michelle Peters.
I did see that we skipped a goal, went from goal 4 to goal 6. So there was no goal 5.
Was there a goal? There wasn't. I don't think there was a goal 5.
Oh.
Yeah, some of them
okay.
haven't
Yeah.
changes too.
Oh, okay. Because it was going in order and okay. So that looks good.
Beautiful. Yeah, everything is great.
Anybody want to make a motion to accept the minutes as read?
You know what? I accept the minutes as read by Michelle.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Gabby, you're up.
Okay. All right, so our building update, we had some potholes built in our parking lot recently. We are still waiting our new parking lot, but as winter is remaining. A thank you note was sent to James and Erica White of White Hollow Yard and Home with a $50 gift certificate from the Friends for book sales and merchandise for all of their generous help donating time and equipment for our reading garden. I've spoken about that a while ago. So the Friends did approve that and it was sent out. Our operations update, our youth services librarian is back. She came back last Tuesday. And that's the good news. Pending shoulder surgery.
Oh my goodness.
She'll be out for another 2 weeks from March 3rd to March 17th. She intends to use vacation time this week. We're pretty well on time. So, she's a tear in her shoulder. So, we will be.
They anticipate only a couple weeks. Email?
Yeah, it was a 2-week recovery. So, I think it's only just 2 weeks. Fingers crossed. I know. That's the poor thing. She's been through the ringer and it's just like, one more thing.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of time to work it out and make sure we get everything set up, kind of like we did before, and just make sure that everything's pretty self-run in the children's room for those 2 weeks. And I'll be okay. Plenty of time to get volunteers lined up as well. So, nothing too scary. On the hoopla, I had to cut it back again. I hate to do it. We cut back from 8 titles per month to 6. The bill was $421 for December.
So that's like about $100 more
Yeah.
than November.
Yeah, so there are a few things we can do. We can cut down the more expensive titles, but I hate limiting
Yeah.
to what they can take out. I woke up one morning and I was flipping through. I'm part of this library think tank on Facebook, and someone had posted like a library having to tell their community that they had to completely cut out hoopla. It broke my heart. I was like, oh, I really hope we don't have to do that because it is such a great resource and people really do love it. So we're gonna go down to 6 items. I think that's fairly reasonable for a 30-day-ish period.
Yeah.
6 books, 6 titles. Hopefully we'll be reasonable. I have no one's complaining. We went from 10 to 8, so I think for the most part most people it's the maximum. It's just popular, so I'll be keeping an eye on it and letting everybody know month to month how we're doing on that. The Friends recap, our holiday gift basket and knit sale made over $1,500, 1,000 of which was our knit items. So that was really profitable.
Wow.
For the Friends, yeah, it was amazing. We did great on that. I didn't do any policy work for this month. I received the request for our portion of the annual town report, so I'm working on that. It's due February 28th, so I'm going to try to get it written up and completed by our next meeting, which is the 11th, so that the trustees can read it over and approve it for February, so that we can send them after everyone's read it and approved it. And it's like compiling all the data and stats and stuff, so I've been busy all doing that. Let me see. And then our current library statistics for circulation in December, we were 4,355. Our total network transfers were 2,380. 459 items were from other libraries and 1,920 were from our library. The library saved the community approximately $47,000 with the holidays, and we had a couple of little weather incidents that caused our delivery to be backed up. Our numbers were slightly lower than the last few months than they have been, but nothing too crazy. And I will do a yearly recap at our next meeting, since I'll be doing all the stats for the annual town report anyway. So I'll have a nice rundown of what we've done for the calendar year. at our next meeting. Something to kind of put it all into perspective. I know I kind of throw numbers at you every single month and it's like, okay, but this will like put it out on a spreadsheet so you can see month by month how we did and what it all looked like over the whole year.
Was this past month, though, was it comparable to the other years?
Like typical, winter, December, everyone's busy. It's Christmas, the holidays, so they're all doing stuff. And then with the weather too,
Yeah.
it's that delivery. The second they say ice, they don't come out, and then we get backed up with our delivery, which is a little tough, but
What's the area that the delivery covers?
they cover all of central, western, and eastern Mass and the islands. Like they all of it. So they do they break it down by area so that we're on the west route number whatever, and so they do like Belchertown, us. They have like probably like 10 libraries that they do in one little route. So they usually will cancel by route depending on how the weather is because it's not the same,
Right.
across the state.
Right.
But then sometimes they'll just completely cancel because they come out of Worcester. So it's kind of like if Worcester's really bad, nobody's getting their stuff. So, but yeah, for the most part, this just I feel like they kind of cancel on us quite a bit, but it's worth it.
Well, you can say,
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of driving. It's a lot of different areas. It's easy for me to say I just stay here all day. I live down the street. But that's all I have for my report. Pretty short and sweet tonight. I do have 2 of our warrants to sign. The first one is $1,466.91. Commonwealth of Mass, Gwinnett, Speed, Baker and Taylor, and Library Journal. And then the second one is $539.94 for Baker and Taylor and Midwest Tape, which is the hoopla was $421.52. But luckily we do have that grant money, so we're not.
So your goal is to keep that around the 300 range?
Yeah, I'd like to keep it between 300 and 400. Like over 4 is getting a little scary, for a monthly fee for something that we're offering the town. But if people are really enjoying it and we can make it work, it just takes away from the print aspects of using our grant money as well. Because we don't want to spend it all on digital books and not get our collection up to date also. So, a little bit of a balance.
you had mentioned something about maybe updating the computers.
Yes, we got a grant from the state, the Department of Travel and Tourism. They gave us a grant to do the computers in the children's room.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be really nice, and that actually comes from the separate pot.
Okay.
Some are separate in a mix.
So do you have to apply for all these grants or are they just kind of, yes?
Yeah, so this one we actually did in conjunction with Representative Mindy Dom, who comes here and uses the conference room. And so she told us about it, put us on the list, and then we went in and we applied and did all the fun stuff through the Friends. And then same thing for the one we get every year. That's like our state aid that I put in for the due date report and everything that comes from that. A lot of formalities.
Anybody want to make a motion to accept and sign the warrants?
I'm like the effort to accept the signing of the warrants.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
What's today? 114. To go around.
Okay.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay, so that needs to be signed by everyone.
So this is the campaign.
Yes, so this is our campaign finance law form. Requires you to file a campaign disclosure report just to say that you did not accept any funds for your campaign to be a library trustee. If you do not have a political committee, blah, blah, blah. Basically just a formality. I'll have to track down Helen. Finance activity.
Isn't there something that you have to fill out when you run for library trustee?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember.
Is
It looks familiar.
pages that, that you get your signatures on?
So it could be when you first start out.
Because I thought I remember Kathy giving like a packet of papers. This looks like it was one of them.
Yeah, and this is a yearly end of
Oh,
calendar year.
oh, okay.
You'll have to, well, it's gonna have to sign. Everyone happy?
There you go.
So where are we at with this appointing the new trustee? I feel like I missed something. Even though I've been here.
Because nothing's happened.
Okay.
So we tried to have a quorum.
On the 16th at that meeting, the select board meeting?
Even before that,
Right.
we didn't have quorum for the one that over on the 16th.
And we didn't have them for the one.
And,
Okay.
and there was one before it where,
November.
in November, yeah, that, Lauren Bernal wasn't able to make the meeting because of,
Okay.
an appointment that she had, an important appointment that she had, and that was.
Does she
the time that-
she has to be there?
Yes.
So what happened to January's meeting?
So January.
Is that
they
coming
are
up,
Having
or
a meeting
already
coming up on January 22nd, or there's another one on February 3rd.
Okay.
So we were gonna see if we were gonna be able to have quorum in either of those meetings.
Okay.
And then I was gonna contact Lauren to say that we'll be able to have a quorum at one of the meetings and see if she's gonna be able to show up.
The 22nd is a Wednesday,
Yes.
and then the 3rd is a Monday, so it really just kind of depends on.
Well, the 22nd, no, I'm not. No. Travel.
You're on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow.
And Denise, you.
Only if it snows and I'm snowed in, I will not be here. Other than that, either one is fine for me.
You what?
Yeah, the 22nd can work for me also.
Okay.
That was the Wednesday one, right?
Yes.
The other one was what?
That was a Monday, February 3rd.
I think it's recent.
So, and Helen is coming back on the 20th. And she said that she was gonna see about making whichever meeting. So,
Okay, so you should have a quorum on the 22nd.
yes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And Helen. That'll be.
We can reach out to Lauren and see if she can do that night. And contact.
Yeah.
We'll see what Boyle.
It starts at 5:30, but they usually give like a specific
Oh,
time.
what's this
so
date?
after I contact.
Oh, today's date.
Or so
Oh.
I'll see.
I know, it's the 14th. You never know the day.
Okay. It's a lot of people to get together at one place at one time. We can do it.
So you'll let us know, Paula?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna contact Lauren and then I'll contact Kathy, for the select board and see what time and see if we can get on the agenda
Okay.
and then send out an email and say what time. Okay.
One thing left. Well done.
Yeah, they'd be so good to get that all finalized.
Yeah.
It'll be election time again.
I was just gonna say, we're almost papers.
But yeah, she had given me a paper on, because the papers, you can take them out in February, I believe.
Yeah, I think you
I
can.
think I brought it with me, but on the campaign.
How many signatures are they requesting nowadays?
Back up to 40, or is it?
Did it change? I mean, it changed after COVID, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
It went from 50 to 40, didn't it? I went to get 40. Didn't go down that much.
Just last year.
I think Michelle, you were up this year.
And Helen's up.
Michelle and Helen
And
Candace?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be able to go in a couple weeks and put those papers. Our next meeting is on February 11th, so we can chat more about it at our next meeting.
Is that something that we have to go there to get our papers? Because it's impossible to get there when you're working full time. So.
You might be able to email Kathy
Okay.
on, do you want me to get you her info?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Of course.
She might be able to mail them up too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would she let anybody else pick them up?
I don't know.
I could pick them up.
I don't see why not. They're blank.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
could just make copies of yours.
True.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So. I'll do that right now. I just sent that along to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright.
So anybody have anything else to bring up or want to talk about for the meeting? I know Helen had mentioned something about possibly filling in for co-chair up until May. Just as an interim co-chair.
Okay, that'd be great.
But I would definitely talk to her like, at the next meeting to make sure that she still is okay with doing it.
Before we sign her up for it. That great. I'll teach you to go on vacation. She'll never leave us again. Awesome.
So we had everybody but Helen signed it.
Yeah, I think we're all except for Helen, so we're doing pretty good. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you
Makes my life
everybody for
easier.
making the meeting so that we can get that done.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely. I will touch base with Helen when she gets back about this. And I'll make sure it gets in because the 21st is on Tuesday. So I can pop it over to Kathy that morning and just tell Ellen if she needs to stop over and sign it, she can stop there.
Yeah,
That way we're not in trouble.
well, I'll send her a text message to see where she'll be at. Because she said she's back on the 20th, so where she'll be at the 20th and the 21st, and see if she might be on it.
Okay. Perfect. I didn't realize that the 21st was the day after Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so. Well,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's this
Next
weekend
week.
already.
wow.
Time just flies.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
I lose all track of that one. Anybody in the schools are.
On Monday, yeah, they don't have school.
Yeah, I know, it just kind of goes right over your head when you know, when your kid's not in school, and husband's not in school.
Yeah, you probably kind of rely
Yeah,
on
I
it.
lose all track of the holidays, yeah.
That's okay.
The long
It's
weekend.
lovely.
Whatnot.
Like to lose track of a few things. In other news, we started a tabletop gaming club
I saw the
here.
ad for that, I think in the Sentinel maybe,
Awesome.
or did I see it
On
on
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, yeah.
So is it actually up
I
and
saw it on
running?
Facebook.
Yet they met last Saturday here, and we had a nice little crowd. It was quiet, but it's for anyone ages 8 and up, so adults and older kiddos, and we have games here. We're going to start developing our game collection. Friends are going to buy one game.
Is it gonna be like board games? Are you doing tabletop, like those that I buy?
Yeah, like board games and card games and stuff. We'll have a
So
collection
it's gonna be
here.
Saturday mornings?
Yeah, Saturday mornings. We're probably one Saturday a month, but it will most likely rotate because we do have, like, they wanted to do the third Saturday, and of course, this third Saturday and next month's third Saturday, we're closed. So, yeah. So we'll probably try to stick to the third unless there's a holiday. So we'll haven't nailed down the next date with them, but that'll happen next month. And it'll be fun. We're looking into possibly circulating the games too as we get more of a collection. Figure out how other libraries circulate their games and deal with the possibility of losing pieces and stuff like that. But a lot of people ask me about puzzles. We have a huge collection of puzzles, so we're either going to do some kind of puzzle swap or a puzzle cart that people can come and take from, or circulating puzzles. But there again,
Oof.
one library said that they have, like, they put them in the back when they're returned, and they have one volunteer that is just designated to count. pieces.
I don't want to do that.
For those
Not me.
types of puzzles, on back of each one, just put a number and then have baggies going 1 through 50 or 1 through 100.
That's a good idea.
That way you just have to count the backs instead of actually putting puzzle together.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like nobody has time for that.
Right.
Or just put a little disclaimer on it that we cannot promise all of the races will be here. If you're not as neurotic as me, you'll get through it. But I couldn't do it. If there were missing pieces, I would go insane.
What was Janice's response to the zip tie?
I haven't brought it up to her yet. She was a little overwhelmed. when
Yeah,
I
I'm
first
sure.
got back, so I didn't want to throw anything else in her lap. But I'll
Yeah.
make a note to, because I was thinking about it. I talked about it with Jean, and she liked the idea. She thought that made a lot of sense for in the building, as long as it's not super wasteful and not super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't want to throw it at her right away. So we'll just.
So what kind of games are they playing? Like what?
So they brought, they had Yahtzee, they had, oh my goodness, one called Love Letter, which is like a dice game. I'm not really sure what else they had. I didn't get to play, unfortunately.
Now, how many people showed up?
We had, 2 people that are kind of co-running it, and then we had like a couple of families show up. So probably about 6 people all at once, playing at one time. So it's a nice little crowd. Excited to get started.
There was a lot of interest from the Facebook post
Yeah, and people asked me about specific games. We think they had Rummy Cube too, because I got excited. Rummy
Oh,
Cube was
really?
something.
Because I asked Sander when we were outside of what they played, and I had never played. He told me 3. Don't ask
We've
me.
never heard.
I had never heard
There's
that.
not many out there.
And I said, what is that? He told me
Yeah.
again. I never heard of any of them.
I donated a couple of mine too. I had a pandemic that I haven't wanted to play since the pandemic, so let's just donate that to the library. It's too soon.
These were strange names. I'd never heard of them.
Are they gonna do like longer ones, like Monopoly or?
Not sure. They have a 3-hour window, so I guess it all depends on
Yeah.
you know, the crowd and what they're into. And I guess the
Can
friend
people
become
come play
the
chess too? Can they do like, they could bring a chessboard, or do you guys have a chessboard?
Oh, we do actually. We have a couple. We have Scrabble also. A bunch of Scrabble boards from when we have Scrabble Club. So I was thinking, I actually cleared off a section of the reference area, and I was just going to put everything out there and just put a sign up saying you're welcome to come in and use them anytime, and just let people kind of be free to use them and hopefully not lose any of the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have time to count all these little tiny pieces. I'm not doing it. Maybe we have more staff, but definitely not. But we'll try it out and see how it goes. And the friends have a budget. I think it was $400 for the whole year to buy like one new game per month or something like that. So they'll be purchasing new ones to add in.
I need
So people to try. We played that love letter game. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
To sit in on that one.
Heard of that one.
There's Pickwits is like a one. A lot of kids like that.
What is that?
So Pickwits, it has like pictures. You can play with like 6 or 7 people.
I'm gonna write
It's
that
really
down.
funny. There's like that train game. Everyone loves that. Like,
Oh, yeah, Ticket to Ride.
yeah.
Yes. I don't know. There are certain games that I call relationship ruiners. And in my
Oh.
family, that's one of them.
That's
There are certain games I will not play with certain people because I know how it's going to go down. And I might not talk to you for 4 months after I play. And it's not healthy. When you're like too comfortable with someone and then you play and you're, you know, that's one of those.
Dictionary used to be a big one. I don't know if anyone plays that now.
I love Pictionary.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
And a lot of the dominoes. Yeah, look at this Mexican train.
I was thinking,
Yeah, the dominoes.
So many different card games.
I know.
So,
and then call.
yes, I think they had that too on Saturday.
Oh,
Mancala.
what was
Is that
it called?
the little
Oh.
games?
We used to call them different names.
I don't know if I
What was that?
Minicall. You used to play that in your classroom, didn't you? What I say, the kids are with me about it.
Like divots in it, and then you have like these.
It was just
either
just inspired. I should look into some books on like card games
jumping time
and different like domino games. And
What's
stuff
it called?
that we play. So we can have around on the display.
That was the one he told me. I never heard of them. Oh, they may be here.
Now, is D&D separate? Is that a whole other thing? It's not.
It is. We actually haven't had our DM master, dungeon master, what we call them. He moved away,
Oh, okay.
and the kids haven't really picked it back up. We had a group that was meeting over the year, and I think during the summer they kind of fizzled.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna see about getting that because that was a really good group. We had a lot of people interested in doing it. We just have no interest in someone coming to like run the whole thing.
Right.
It's a lot of work, but kids seem to like that. We had a little magic group for a while too, playing Magic the Gathering. So,
Hmm.
we've got that bus stop here from the high school, so it'd be
Right.
great to get some kids interested in, you know, your after school.
That's a good
Give
idea.
them some stuff to do.
Yeah.
We were looking forward to running like an adult, someone
It
over.
could be, I mean, it could be one of the teenagers too.
Yeah,
There.
I didn't know like if maybe an older teenager or something who was into doing that. Would want to.
That's what we had. Sawyer was doing it. He's one of our teens that was in the group. But he took it over and ran it for a while.
Oh, nice.
Jenna, that's considered volunteer hours the kids could attribute to. It's actually, it's the,
Graduation.
graduation.
Yes, their NHS and all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
What about the money in the scholarship?
Yeah, that would count.
I'm just curious.
Might be something we could pitch to the school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we haven't talked to anybody about that at the school.
Chip
Kind of promote it.
You know, I've talked to, I can't remember her name now, I'm blanking. Every year I send her the info and tell her these are the requirements. Oh, gosh.
And Jordan,
I'm not sure her face.
his Bearden says sometimes,
Guidance counselor.
always
Hmm.
Yeah.
was Jordan, the principal. School secretary.
It might,
The person in charge of NHS, Miss Dufresne.
I don't have access to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would be there.
Oh, gosh, why can't I remember her name?
She worked in the guidance office?
Maybe,
Natalie's the secretary.
or Tammy.
Or Tammy.
Tammy Justin.
Oh.
Yes, that's who it is. She comes in here all the time. I'm like, I know who this person is. Yeah, so Tammy, I reach out to her every year at the beginning of the year and send her the info and what the kids have to do in order to be considered for it. So I don't really know what they do from there. If the NHS kids get the info or not.
Even still,
Little bits.
too. It's kind of not like,
Yeah, it's like just for the NHS.
needs to
Right.
do for everybody. Or
Well, absolutely. NHS kids have to do hours, but I mean, a lot of kids come and get involved even if they don't have to.
college applications, it's getting,
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's definitely for junior year and senior year that they would
Yeah.
get volunteers in there. See anything for sophomore, freshman year, does that, like, any of that count?
It gets considered in,
Oh,
but the app would like that it's more of their junior, senior year.
okay.
it would be nice to get someone like in one of our newsletters or something. Sometimes I think a lot of stuff gets lost at the school. Then if you're in the newsletter, because sometimes, you know, if your parents know about it, they can kind of discuss it with you and,
That's
you know,
true.
kind of explain the benefits of it. And,
Little boost.
Little Facebook post about it too.
That's something that the library
Mm.
can do.
Definitely Instagram, if you're trying to reach the kids, though, they don't go on Facebook.
This is true, but the
Definitely.
parents.
Yeah,
do.
parents, yeah, that's for sure.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna,
Or a Snapchat, though I don't use that.
you have an Insta now.
do that.
That's for the parents.
Yeah.
right?
She does that. They do have Instagram now.
Yeah,
so,
that's great,
yeah. Probably more kids on that.
definitely.
We'd be sitting down to talk about that.
Yeah. There's sometimes stuff
I don't know why, it's so weird, right, how it's like,
friends, you know, where, they're talking to the kids and the kids don't, the students don't necessarily go home, talk to the parents,
We might
you
not be
know.
making that connection, like this would look great on my resume, this would be a reference for me.
And sometimes we're there was so much stuff they kept in about.
That's true too. I give really good references, by the way.
yeah, you do.
They totally should come do it. So for scholarship. Okay, so I'll look into that and see if I can come up with some wording and then probably, do we actually have a subscription to Canva now, like the Canva Professional, so I can make like a social media post with the info of it, and then maybe I can pop that over to someone in the office of the schools to add to their newsletter if they would. I know they put the,
Oh, yeah, the newsletter, that's a good
the
idea.
Girls on the Run did a book cart. They did a book drive and they donated them to the library for kids to come in and take books for free. And it was really well received. And they put that in the newsletter a couple times. So I don't think we have a problem with it. I think it's just reaching out and actually doing it. So,
And it might bring in like more volunteers.
yeah, we can use some new junior volunteers because they do. They move on every year. We have one or two that move on.
Yeah.
They can count pieces.
They would probably kill me if I asked them to do that. He's like, okay.
Never sure.
Seniors don't have to. Your senior volunteers don't have to.
You know, poor Denise, she's gonna be like absolute mad, running.
Good.
Yeah. It's not something I want to do either. Can't blame them. But I'll work on that for sure. And other good news, our volunteer Annabelle Everin, if anybody knows her, she just recently got a job position in the Tingsboro Library as their children's librarian.
Really?
Yeah. So that's
awesome.
super exciting. We're really excited for her. She starts in a couple of weeks. So
What is she doing there?
she's going to be the children's librarian.
Oh, the children's, what you said that, yeah.
So does she
Cool.
have her, whatever that's called,
I know.
you have to have?
No, so what's nice about they're kind of they call themselves like a teaching library. They're kind of like us. They're on the smaller side, and it isn't required that they have the MLIS degree in order to run a department. So they're able to kind of take people in under their wing and teach them, and mold them around how they want things done in their building, and
That's
train
awesome.
them to do the things. And I think she definitely has the personality and the enthusiasm to absolutely kill
But
it.
she can probably do the degree online.
Well, that's the thing. And I think they really
They
like.
do like everything.
I know
Yeah.
someone's doing it.
Crazy. That's like crazy.
Where is Tingsboro?
It's up near the New Hampshire border.
Okay.
It's a little far. I think it's up north of Lowell. I'm really excited for her. She's gonna do it.
Is she commuting or is she just living there?
I think she's gonna be living with her dad.
Oh,
Which I think is like a 30-minute drive from his house. So she'll have this whole new experience.
That's
I'm so
awesome
excited.
for her.
I'd love to see one of
Yeah.
my volunteers spread their wings.
that is like,
I'm not gonna miss her. She's here 4 days a week right now.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a big loss.
Gotta
But
step it up, Denise.
sorry here today.
And the oldest one.
I'm very happy for her. I wish her all the best. And I think she's gonna do amazing. Just have to keep finding new volunteers I can.
I'm sure you wrote a glowing recommendation for her.
She's you can tell when someone
awesome, too.
loves
Yeah.
what they do, and she loved being here. She
Yeah.
loves helping people. She loves books.
the whole family is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so eager to learn and do everything, and always asks the right questions, and really just you could tell when she was just natural at it. So I think she's not gonna have a problem at all over there. That's what I told them. And then I told them they couldn't have her, but they gave her the job anyway. She's like, "Is there anything else you want to add?" I'm like, "Yes, you can't have her. She belongs here." But I'll let her go. Let my babies spread their wings. It's really cool to see, like, watch that evolution. She was volunteering when she was a teenager, and I was probably, I don't know how old I was. It was a while ago. And so I was like watching her kind of move from there to being a grown up and now going and being a librarian. It's great.
Yeah, that's the personality.
Sure, definitely. She just loves it. It's like infectious.
Yeah.
She loves everything about being in a library. So that's the kind of person you need. You can teach them all the other stuff as you go. Have that enthusiasm.
Well,
Yeah.
Nope.
well, let me see. Does anybody want to make the motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:48? I mean, I should have used.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second it. I can put in what you said.
Oh, no.
I'm not anymore. I'm old.